What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Fonzo. Welcome to another segment of Big Bear Online. If you haven't already, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining, guys. We're going to be doing something a bit different today. Welcome to our first segment of the Bear Cave Sessions. This is something I'm looking to do every weekend. Conversations with different people as well. So now shout out to everybody for joining and coming to look at the video. Alright, so today I have a special guest. First, a special guest. Yes. Great person, great personality. Above everything, Zaza. Can we go with Zaza?
Zaza's good.
Zaza's good, man.
Zaza's good. So okay.
Alright, perfect. So yeah, it's my girl Zaza, guys. I'm just gonna let you speak about yourself. Give us a little bit about yourself.
Intro myself.
Yeah, tell us about yourself. I think that's a platform for us to.
I clearly need to reach a high level of fame because I think more ghetto than you choosing yourself.
Ghetto introductions, okay?
What's up, guys? How are you all doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on this thumbnail. I'm Zaza. God, I don't even know what I'm about.
What do you
I'm
do?
a realist. I'm kidding.
What do you do? What do you do? So what you
I do a lot of things, but I think more importantly, who I am. I'm a thinker. I'm a creative. I have opinions about things that people have opinions about, and I think that's why I'm here. Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure. It's an honor
to your space.
This is going to be so memorable because this will be the first of many, and I will go back to this and be like, this is my first.
I hope so.
Ever, yeah.
I hope so. I don't know what else to say except the fact that I'm Zaza. Ask about me. I'm kidding. No one knows me.
No, nice one. No, but I think our engagements have been more, related to fitness. I think if anything, the fitness game has really also encouraged us to be very close in terms of our friendship, in terms of our relationship, and among other things, it's like I can conversate with you and say, okay, how you doing? Are you good?
Yeah.
I mean, when you have 3-hour conversations. I think before we started this, we kind of had your heavy one.
I don't have 3 hours worth of conversation. He's lying.
But it's long conversations nonetheless. But I mean, especially in the fitness world, it's really been something else. I mean, her direction, my direction, but at the same time, before we reached our goals in the past as well. And of course, this is something that we apply in our lives every day.
Yeah.
And like I said, it also helps not only physically, but it kind of helps you sway in a bit of, puts you in the right direction when it comes to your mental health as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really important, but it's growing, and I hope everybody takes into consideration, it's important to go into the fitness route. It's really important to go into the fitness route as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I know we haven't asked a single question that had said a single thing, but the moment people start speaking about the fitness space and the active space, there's an immediate aesthetic or group of people our minds gravitate to, right? And I think my journey has to do a lot with trying to break that mold, right? When you're in the fitness space, it doesn't mean you have a 6-pack. It doesn't mean that you have these guns. It doesn't mean that you have this these thunder thighs. It means that what you're doing on a regular basis is taking that very clear initiative to be a healthier version of the yesterday you, right? And it's got nothing to do with how you look, but it's got everything to do with how you feel and what your performance is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the fitness industry has unfortunately taken away the fact that fitness is not just fitness in itself it's an internal thing. You know, you can look fit, but not necessarily be fit.
Okay.
You know, and the industry, I think, has become so diluted with the aesthetic part of the whole thing. Where if you don't look chiseled and you don't look fit, then surely you can't be fit. You know, but fitness for me, as a very basic definition, is a performance thing. You know, if you're fit, how do you perform? You know, I have so many like instances or examples of this because of Rocky Fitness.
Shout out to Rocky Fitness, guys. You know, product placement right there.
gotta plug.
Yeah.
But if you know what fitness is about, then you'll know that it doesn't matter what you look like, but how do you perform. So can you run a kilometer in like 7 minutes, for example, 6-7 minutes, and you'll find the people who are a little bit more like fuller people who are genuinely strong can do that versus the person who is like thick but there's no strength. And I don't want to like drag anyone, or I don't want to create this unnecessary tension, you know, with people within the fitness space. But I think there's so many ways we can look at fitness and interpret what fitness is. And it doesn't look like, you know, the gun show with the 6-pack and like the poking booty and the quads and like that and great, and I'm glad you look like that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy and fit. There's so many ways to.
Can I be a bit controversial here with my next question? Don't you think that somebody who actually goes into a life of fitness and gets the results they need kind of experiences certain privileges when they are certain body shape?
Yeah, for sure. Like there's no doubt, right?
Yeah.
But can we? What you didn't say, or what you didn't bring up, is the very interesting topic of genetics, right?
Oh, that's a
Which is because we can all do the same thing, right? So we can say that as of tomorrow we're doing like 1 week of protein and veg only, and we're running 6 kilometers every day, and we're doing weightlifting. But at the end of that week, we're all going to look so different, because the one thing that the fitness industry doesn't bring into account is our genetics, right? So me sitting here right now, I could tell you that I work out 6 times a week, and you'd be like, stop lying, ma'am, right? But it's true. I work out 6 times a week, right? And there's someone else who could sit next to me and say they work out twice a week, who's very chiseled, who looks amazing in a crop top and like loose pants, not like me, right? And they wouldn't be wrong or lying, but what we don't take into account is the fact that what we do, what we action, so the thing that we decide on doing will result differently based on the fact that our genetics are so different. You know what I mean? And we have to take that into account, which is why, for me, it doesn't matter what you look like. You know, if you have committed to a healthy and fit lifestyle, for me that means so much more than you looking like someone who can run 6 kilometers in 7 minutes.
But you didn't answer my question. Does it have its privileges though? It
Yeah,
does.
of course.
Don't you feel that you as a person who's, you know, trimmed down, you know, there's certain ways of how people treat. I just said to you earlier.
Yeah.
People treat you a certain way. People treat you differently from how they used to. Used to, your friends start to look at you in a different light.
Yeah.
They do, and that's the reality.
It's true.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna lie and pretend that you know, like there's no like fitness looking or like fit aesthetic privilege, because that's a thing. I don't know how to.
There's too many things out here
to word it.
You know, we make things over things that are not things. Like,
but it's true.
Like
it's true. It's almost like pretty privileged. You know, like when you look a certain way, people address you and approach you in a particular.
But they're pretty girls who don't train. Though. They're just pretty just.
Remember what I said before about genetics?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your actions are, how your physical composition comes into play every single day, you know. And I'm gonna keep saying the word genetics because be speaking about I mean, the first thing that Alfred said was, fitness and blah blah, and all that means in this realm is that I exercise regularly. Does it look like exercise? I'm not bothered whether it looks like it or not, because some days, yes, you can clearly see that I'm fit. Some days I've had a little too much drink, and I'm sitting, I'm sitting here like a tiny top, and I'm like on the brink of PMS. My teeth look huge, my stomach looks huge. So no one can say that actually she works out, and that doesn't matter for me, because if we were to say right now, let's go run 1 kilometers, I'm gonna clean out. I'm gonna clean shop. Do you get what I mean? Because fitness for me is about performance more than it is aesthetics, right? And you speak about this privilege that fitness people have, and it's not wrong. You're right. But we have to pin it down to genetics, because there's so many things that come into play when we think about or consider how people look, and what privilege comes into play, right? So, for example, the state of your hair, the state of your skin, how you respond to certain products, how you respond to certain things. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's not just as cut and dry as, oh cool, she ran like 5 kilometers today, so she's cute.
That's why I'm not hella I don't encourage people who want to take a fitness walk to really jump into the supplement side of things. I think trying it organically at first would make sense, and then once you start seeing your body adjusting, it would need those certain elements. I'm not saying don't take it and all supplements are bad, because I remember it's just a funny story I thought of. Back when you used to have in school, I think in relation to the guys, you used to have gym friends. And so you take this, and you ask your mom to buy you some of that stuff. Like, yo, I'm not buying steroids. Every supplement is a steroid. That's what is associated.
Oh,
I was like, I was like, man, look at this. This is powder. It goes with milk. No steroids. Like, okay. All right, no, it's fine. But I guess, there's certain supplements, as well, that adjust to the body. Some people react quickly to it. Some people react differently. Some just don't take it at all. I think most of the time when I did it, I didn't take a supplement at all. I hardly took a supplement for that 1.5 years.
Yeah.
I think if anything, I took about omega-3 tablets, just to and some joint pills from Discam, and that was good.
Joint pills.
Yeah, no calcium. Is it calcium for the joints? Yes, joint pills. That's what they call. I call them that, joint pills. It can be some slang, come on. It's just joint pills. But yeah, that was it. But I guess you're right. It's like you said, emphasis on genetics, your DNA. Of course, we're not going to start creating a thing called DNA privilege. Oh my, please. Oh, the world's gone. 2020.
It's a thing.
Everything's a thing in the 2020s. Yeah. Since 2020 started, everything's a thing. Yep. You got DNA privilege. What? I was just born here. Have that talk with God himself. Like, really. But okay, just to move on what you've touched on. If I may, you got a little girl there?
I do.
Yeah? You got a little girl.
She's not very little, but I have her. She's a grown woman who needs to be applying for a job.
I'm almost 40. She's quarter my age. She's a little girl. She's there. Shame, man. Beautiful. Sweetest. She's so sweet. Good manners, everything.
Yes.
So tell me, implementing, and we're not going to touch too much on fitness. We're just going to go into this segment where I just say how do you implement that towards her. I see it. I see she loves what you do.
Yes.
I go to your, you're on your Instagram. She's also there, doing her thing, doing the burpees. It's just a matter of time before she opens up a boot camp and starts torturing us. But I'm just saying, how does it gel well with that? How's she getting along with the adjustments?
That's such a great question, because I think what we have to call out is that, so I was born in, how old am I, Alfred? See, I'm 31 this year.
Get the calculator.
And so I think a lot of the people who are my age, who have kids, we're so young at heart, right? So we've always had a pretty active lifestyle. If I'm wrong, I'm begging you to tell me. But a lot of us got pregnant oops. But in that very like active dance era, right? We're very personal, we're very open, and we're very honest about who we were back then. And that's where we find ourselves now, right? And
dance era. Did we have which dance era was this? We had a dance.
Chase Squad.
Oh, we had a dance. Oh yeah. Okay.
Please.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I remember now. I remember.
And so we were all just sort of,
Yeah.
I think, like very active in that space and very. So I think what we've always known to be is active, right? The moving our bodies, participating in stuff. And I suppose with my daughter, it's always been I've always been very, very, very open. So maybe a little bit too much, but rather you have too much information than too little information, because that's why so many of us were pregnant. Right?
I wasn't pregnant. I'm just kidding. You said many of us, so like, okay. No, but I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So I think right now the conversation between her and I, and the conversation that's always been there between her and I, is what is it you want to do with your time? What do you want to what do you want to do? So right now she's a great swimmer. She's a ballerina as well. So she does actual ballerina training. She does ballet every weekend. She's an athlete, so she's amazing at like athletics, so sprinting, short distance, long distance, shot put. She's such an active person, and because she's growing up in the area that she's growing up in, TikTok is her thing. So every night I have about 30 minutes where I'm watching this child dance these TikTok dances, and I love it because it means that she's finding very many ways to express herself. It's not even about I want to look this way, I want to feel this way, but it's because this is what I suspect might make me happy, and I'm gonna try. If I'm wrong, that's fine too, but at least I know that I've tried and it's not working. But she wants to try. It's very weird because I know you didn't ask us a single thing about like eating and stuff, but I am very pedantic. I am very straight in how I eat, right? I don't necessarily eat everything healthy, but I don't want to try new things. And my child is she's very much my child in that regard, that she doesn't want to try new things. But in terms of like her activity, what she does outside of the home, she's so fit. She makes me want to keep doing what I do just so I can keep up with her. So I don't care about being healthier than her, fitter than her, but I want to match her. If she wants to go for a run, I want to be able to do that with her, because I think we're only about 16, 17 years apart, her and I, because I had my child quite young. So I'm not necessarily old, but I want to participate in the way she needs me to participate as. You get what I mean? My parents didn't have the chance to be active with me, or send me to very many sports. This healthy lifestyle is something that I adopted in my much later, like early adulthood, but much later on in my life.
Being that said, I mean, just to add on top of what you just said there, it really amazes me because, I mean, when you go and see the young kids who are in high school these days, especially kids in our community, and when I mean community, it's people who share who look like me. You get what I'm saying? A lot of our youngsters are taking up these sports that were so taboo to us. Swimming. I mean, you tell her she's a swimmer. Like, I mean, she's back when we were in school swimming for us. That was like, what?
I can swim. I can swim. I don't know what he's saying, but I can swim.
No, look, I can only put it this way, and I think maybe I speak for myself. I was one of those black kids who knew how to swim, but I didn't want to be in a swimming team or wanted to try swimming. Number one, I'm a fat kid. I'm not going to be showing my body all over the place where kids make fun of me. Let me be very clear. That was my feeling. I was like, already I gotta take off my shirt in public, I'm good. You get what I'm saying? Secondly, it was like I'm not even good in sports where I can walk and stand on my feet. Where am I gonna be in water? So that was my thing. You know, it wasn't really necessarily making excuses, but you're not in an environment or space where your parents have that disposable income to take you to those sports, or even the time, let alone the income, the time. So now it's good because now kids are going to these schools. They're going into schools where these activities are accessible, and you know, I mean, it's a good thing. They can harness that. You know, look, yes, we do have a lot of communities where they're still not implemented. That's the reality. However, it's becoming prevalent. I mean, you go to these private schools, kids are becoming golfers. Not even golfers. Sorry, let me take sports like swimming and water polo champions.
Yeah.
And they winning accolades.
Sure.
It's deep. So yeah, it really plays a big part.
Yeah, I think what we need to remember or continually remind ourselves is that our parents were in an era where it was very much sink or swim. You know, where if you're not going to create something for yourself or for your family, you're going to fall victim to the system. And it's very tricky to say because a lot of us who are now where we have access to like private schools or private universities, or you know, where we can speak English in this way and not like a comrade, you know, is
if it's so eloquent. Like really.
It's not funny, but
I get
the reason why we've got this end of the stick is because our parents literally gave up everything. You know, they lived such painful lives. When they were our age, they were, you know, fighting the system. They were fighting politicians. They were fighting a way of life that was, you know, like thrown onto them.